Dave Bond here with All American Sports Recruiting. I am here with Terry Loping, one of our recruiting coordinators, Cole Klinsman, a recruit from Grand Junction from Central High School, and his mom, Amber Klinsman. And so we're here today just to kind of give an overview of a typical free consultation on recruiting. And typically this is on a phone conversation, but today you'll get an inside look of how that develops. So Cole, tell me a little bit about how long you've been playing baseball.
Shoot, just about since I could walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents have been, giving me baseballs and bats. I started Pee-wee T-ball around 4 or 5.
Okay. And remind me what position you play.
I play left field and I pitch.
Left field and pitch. Okay. And you're currently a sophomore in high school?
Yeah.
So you have one high school season under your belt?
Yeah.
And then you play summer ball?
Yeah, I played summer ball.
And talk to me about the organizations you work with in the summer.
Well, I played for the Rocky Mountain Oysters in the summer, and they're also like a travel team. We went to Phoenix, we went to Denver, Telluride, and I also played for Central. I played 18U, and I started for them, and we went to Colorado Springs,
Wyoming.
Cody, Wyoming, and
Okay. And how did your freshman year go at Central High School?
it was really good, really good. I think I impressed the coaches, impressed people.
Okay.
Did you play at the varsity level, or were you at the junior varsity level, or what level did you play at as a freshman?
Only we had a lot of kids.
Oh, sure.
This
It's
year.
a big school.
Yeah, it's a big school, and they fit me on the freshman level, but I felt like I was a leader.
Okay. And remind me your size right now.
Right now, I'm about 5'6", 130.
Okay. And you bat and you throw
Right-handed.
right-handed. And you said you played left field and pitcher?
Mhm.
Okay. And next we kind of go into a typical SWOT analysis where we look at your strengths, your weaknesses or areas to improve, and then your opportunities and threats out there. So, as a current high school sophomore, what do you feel your strengths are as a baseball player?
Well, I know the game well, and if you tell me something to do it, it's gonna get done. And yeah.
So you consider yourself very coachable?
Very coachable, yeah.
Watching the game.
Never seeing you play. Where you at as far as speed wise. Your ability to run, because when we're talking in the college level, that's a real big thing. I mean, two things that impress on college baseball coaches are, number one, arm strength. Number two, you hit it on the nose. They want kids that are knowledgeable and coachable. You're talking arm strength, and then the other thing they're looking at is speed. Never seeing you play. I don't know if you have a 60 time. Like what is your where are you at as far as speed? Plus, average, minus. Where are you at as far as that's concerned?
I'm probably speed wise, probably plus. I'm usually one of the quicker guys that's coming with outfield, just getting to the ball quick and getting good jumps and stuff. And arm strength, need to work on that. It's not as good as I want it to be right now. But.
Okay. So that kind of works into our areas to improve on. So that's something you're working on is arm strength. Anything else you're working on in particular? Let's go back to pitches. What are your best 3 pitches?
Best 3 pitches, curveball, fastball, and knuckleball.
And you're continuing to to work on all three of those pitches?
Yeah.
And at the college level, do you see yourself as a starter or reliever? Or?
Probably a reliever, closer. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you're currently working on? Mind if we ask kind of your GPA?
Yeah, definitely work on the GPA. My grades aren't really where they should be.
Okay.
He's an A and B student, and he can be an A and B student, but he's not quite there.
Yeah.
And being young where you're at, it's important to make sure you take care of your grades, especially earlier, because naturally the higher GPAs you get, the more options it helps you out with, down the road. You had mentioned something about possibly, as you get older and you will graduate, possibly being an RMAC school, which is actually an NCAA school, which you have to pass all the different tests that it takes to be an NCAA school. So having good grades is one of them. When you go JUCO, junior college is a little bit different, but it's important to have good grades and go into school on a good note as far as a student athlete.
Definitely. Any additional opportunities that you foresee out there as you grow and develop?
I'm not sure.
You're talking sports, you're talking school,
Academic,
academics.
kind of the whole picture.
Well, Cole's kind of a leader. I think he's got some leadership abilities in him.
That was another question I was going to ask you. What other sports do you play? I think you're a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
You wrestle baseball. You play football.
I used to. Yeah.
So right now you're a wrestler, baseball guy.
He was thinking about golf.
Okay. So definitely, one of the positives is you're as a sophomore, you're kind of getting the ball rolling. Mm-hmm. You're kind of ahead of the game in a lot of respects to put yourself in a position to compete at the next level. Obviously, you need to work on those grades, and all those skills got to improve. The more varsity time you can get to is going to help open some doors at that college level too. So, any threats you see out there? Or?
Grades. That's gonna be my biggest
Maybe a little
threat.
bit of competition.
Yeah. Arm speed again isn't really there, but batting wise, I'm set. Speed, I'm set. I can do most.
Okay. And you said you're kind of looking at that JUCO RMAC level.
Yeah.
Anything in particular you're looking for at the next level?
Like colleges.
Do you want to stay in this region? Do you want to stay Rocky Mountain region, Region 9? You want to get into Texas, Arizona, Utah? There's so many options out there. Where are you wanting to put yourself? Or it really doesn't matter at this point. You just want to find a place to play.
I mean, yeah, just to play is the big thing. But I would love to stay around in this area, like the RMAC area. Just being around like the Rocky Mountains and all that,
Because with my experience with having two sons that play college baseball, both of them playing in Region 9 and now one of them playing in the RMAC, two very, very good leagues. I mean, the Region 9 is a very good league, a lot of good schools, great competition, a lot of great coaches. The RMAC is an incredible baseball league with the fact that with the lack of Division I programs in the area, RMAC's really a Division I program in this Rocky Mountain area. So the level of competition in that RMAC is very, very good. I mean, there's a lot of good teams and coaches. So the level of competition and getting you to that point, and arm strength's going to be a big one. You're going to really, really have to work hard in the off season, a lot of long toss, getting that arm strength up, because that's the big thing is improving arm strength is playing a lot of long toss, and keeping your arm going so that way when it's time to play in the springtime, you're ready to go.
Yeah. And so the next thing is just kind of the final kind of wrap up and kind of where we see that you're at. Obviously you're young, you're just a sophomore. looking at, the total big picture is trying to evaluate the whole situation and give you some realistic expectations, right? So you look, your mom's a very petite lady, your dad's, a shorter guy too. So genetically wise, you're probably, I'm assuming you'll probably finish, 5'8" to 5'11".
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. So size wise, you're going to be an average sized guy. So you're going to have to open the doors with arm strength, your grades, speed, all those things that Coach talked about too. Okay. So the good thing is, your sophomore, you're ahead of the ball game. You got some things rolling, but you're going to have to enhance all those things to open as many doors as you can. And so I think the next step is, we'll identify some schools. We'll get your package together. We'll start sending that out to colleges. And from there, kind of see what kind of feedback we can get. I think another huge thing is looking at your schedule, trying to get out to some of those schools for camps, especially these next 2 summers for sure, and getting a chance to meet those coaches and see which ones you kind of gel with and where you see yourself fitting in. So something we always talk to our recruits is finding a place where you feel comfortable, where you kind of fit in with that team, that atmosphere. And so, there's all different personalities, and finding a coach that you gel with is so important at the college level, because you're working for that coach.
Yeah.
He's your boss every day.
Yeah, it's true.
And so, you may be working at a grocery store or for McDonald's or Wendy's as a high school student athlete, and you got to deal with that boss, right? But at the college level, every day of your life, you're dealing with that college coach. And so it's very important to find somebody that you work well with, who's communicating where you fit into the picture, and that you're happy with what role they foresee you in. Obviously you got to get on campus, especially those camps. You can make a lot of impressions. They see that you're interested in them. You're making the commitment to drive out to their camps, participate in their camps, and then it's kind of a two-way street. They're learning more about you, and you're learning about them. And so that's the key over the next 2.5 years, is building those relationships, so that as your senior year, the end of your junior year comes around, we've already developed those relationships. They know what you're capable of doing, and then what kind of offers are coming in, and you guys can then we sit down and we make an educated decision. Here's 5 JUCOs that you really, really like. Here's 3 offers from these schools. Here's some RMACs that you really, really like, and here's maybe their offers. And then evaluating that whole picture, and then as a family making the best choice for you guys. So, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have any questions for us?
Nope.
Well, awesome. Well, thanks for being part of this and opening up. That shows a lot of leadership right there, is showcasing kind of where you're at. And we want to wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, good luck this
Thank you.
spring. Have a great spring and get after it.